Happy Monday, Wildcats. We are going to get started with story problem today. So go ahead and put your eyes up here on our story problem. While I'm reading the story problem for the first time, you're thinking to yourself, is there an action? Last week we talked about an action being that the characters in the story get something or they lose something. So again, while you're reading, you're listening to see if there's an action in the story problem. There were 79 birds sitting on a fence. 29 of them flew away. How many birds are still on the fence? So again, you were thinking to yourself, was there an action? And yes, there was absolutely an action. What was the action? Yep, the birds flew away. Now, during this read, I want you to write the number sentence that matches the story problem. While I'm reading, you're writing the number sentence that matches the story problem. There were 79 birds sitting on a fence. 29 of them flew away. How many birds are still on the fence? Good, you should have finished writing your number sentence. During this last read, you're double checking your number sentence that it matches the story problem, and then you can go ahead and start making your part whole box. I'm going to read it one more time and mark up while you are double checking your number sentence. There were 79 birds sitting on a fence. 29 of them flew away. How many birds are still on the fence? So if you wrote your number sentence, we know that at first there were 79 birds. So that's the first number of my number sentence. Then you said that the action was that they flew away. So if they flew away, that means that we're going to use the operation or the sign minus. So we're going to use a minus sign. And how many birds flew away? It says 29. So that means that we have to solve for So your number sentence should have read 79 minus 29 equals So if you labeled your number sentence, what does the 79 represent? The 79 represents the whole. Good. What does 29 represent? 29 represents a part. So we have to solve for the part. If you filled in your part whole box, the number that goes in the whole is 79. And the number that goes as one of our parts is 29. So that we're solving for the other part. Now that we have our number sentence that matches the story problem and it's all labeled, now it's time for you to go to work. Remember, you will have about 6 minutes to go ahead and you solve the story problem using 2 different strategies. So you'll have 6 minutes to solve using 2 different strategies. Don't forget to make sure that you've labeled everything and that when you get your answer is in a big circle with a label. You have 6 minutes, go to work. Parents, at this time, you can pause the video while your child works to solve the problem. If you solve the problem, you could have used any of these strategies. There's so many strategies up here, and this is not even all of them. However, just like last week, we're going in order of sophistication. So the very first strategy is our direct model, where scholars could have used tens and ones. So because we're using subtraction, we started with the whole. We started with 79. 79 has 7 tens, so I drew out 7 tens, and it has 9 ones. So I drew 7 tens and 9 ones to represent my whole of 79. Then because this is subtraction, I'm taking away 29. So first I took away my 9 ones, then I took away my 2 tens. Now in order to get my answer, I had to count what was left over. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 is what was left over, so that's my final answer. Moving on to strategy 2. Strategy 2 is counting back. using 10s and 1s. So in this strategy, again, I started with my whole and I conserved. Conserved means to hold on to it and keep it whole. So I conserved my whole of 79. I took away 2 10s and 9 1s. So 79, 69, 59, counted back my 1s, and I got this answer of 50. Moving on to strategy 3. For strategy 3, I use a strategy the opposite of counting back, and this time I use counting on. When I count on, I start with the part that I know, and I stop, meaning I continue to count up or count on until I get to my whole, which is 79. So I started at 29 and I put out 10s until I got to my whole of 79. Now my answer is whatever I added to 29 to get to 79. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, my answer is 50. For those of us that have moved on to number sentences, here are 2 examples of number sentences. There's so many more, but I only listed 2. The first one matches the strategy that it's next to. I started with 79, then I took away 20. After I took away 20, I got 59, brought the 59 down, and then I took away my 9 1s, and I got 50. The strategy below is also very similar to the strategy that's next to it. Started with 29. Instead of me adding a bunch of 10s, I just added 20. I could have added 30, I could have added 40, could have added 50 as a whole, but I just decided to add 20. So 20, 49, 49 plus 20, 69, 69 plus 10 is 79. So here are the different strategies that your child could have used, and regardless of what strategy they use, they should have gotten the answer of 50 birds. So that is our story problem for this week. After your child has finished solving and they've shown 2 different strategies, please take a picture of the work that they have completed and send it to either Miss Wilkerson or myself via text message or Class Dojo. Good luck on the story problems for the rest of the week, and I will see you next week for story problem.